Welcome to the Paranormal Zone. What is space? Space. It is a place, an area. Then how come when we go to a place, a space, we can say we feel good, we feel bad, ooh, it feels creepy? What causes that experience for us? That is why in this episode, we talk about space clearing. This abandoned mansion is over 100 years old and is claimed to be haunted. It is known as the Relau Mansion. The majestic architecture once stood tall and handsome. What happened here that caused its downfall? Is it the erosion of time or the venomous bites of death and tragedies? Let's find out more. Grandma Saw lived in Relau Mansion with her family during the Japanese occupation. She told us it was then a majestic place, but was it already haunted?
旁經到出嚟位啊！
我喺房間啊，
你困到咯啊！
我這邊咯，
你大幾困一邊位啦？
這個房間6間，這個5間，這個5間，這個5間，這個走卡。
你會記哦？你去迄邊大時啊？蝦米年咧
？47年。
你會記47年？你蝦米點寫去哦？
呢陣我教英嘅事咯。
She got married and then she went with my dad to live in that place. After 你走嚟時啊，你有聽到蝦米故事哦？
有人講迄邊正垃圾，特別冇看到啦。我想講迄個人死了，伊個老爸買了，伊歡喜去swimming咯，swimming了煞白未去咯。
According to my mother, the new owner bought it, and then the son was happily swimming there and just didn't get out of the pool.
Now that we have heard the story of this mansion, we will meet Jen Lim, the founder of LifeWorks, a holistic center that provides rejuvenation and alternative healing to the mind, body, and spirit. I hear that you are what they call a sacred earth keeper.
Yeah.
Now, when I read that, I was like, okay, this could be the white version of Darth Vader, you know?
Okay.
But what does that role?
Sacred Earth Keeper functions more like an alchemist. Alchemists transform energy. They transform metals because energies are perpetual, are infinite. They are not destroyed. So what you can do then is you constantly transform them from one matter to the other. For example, to transform more lower, denser, or negative energy.
Ghost?
It can be ghosts, demons. It can be just merely elementals, memories, emotions.
Earth is an open space.
Right.
So does your work have to do with space?
Very much. It's everything about space.
You work with the energy or the Buddha called Guan Yin?
Yes.
How did that happen? Is it a natural affinity?
It happens very naturally. In any space work or any earth work that I do, it's always with Kuan Yin. It's as if she lived in me and I live in her. It's hard to explain to people because everybody understands Kuan Yin, and then when you say Kuan Yin, then they will think of this white dress kind of goddess, you know. But what I understand about Kuan Yin, it's never about that. It is a collective energy. It's the feeling, the emotions of compassion, of understanding, of wisdom that doesn't come in a form, not even a female or a male version. I like to share this with a lot of people that want to do esoteric or connection work. It is very dangerous if you do too many connections.
Disconnected and miscommunicated.
Yes, exactly, yeah. And then you don't know who you're working with and you don't recognize. And can you imagine as a human being actually coming on earth, if you could just master one of that emotions or one of that energy. For example, Kuan Yin just master compassion. Maybe you say Jesus just master forgiveness. Or Buddha just master wisdom. Yeah.
Relau Mansion, I mean, I heard it's about 100 years old.
I heard that as
and
well.
it was built at that time, for that time, kind of state of the art, most modern, because the swimming pool was inside. Next thing you know, there's death and the whole place is like abandoned and dilapidated, and now it's under protection. We have some pictures.
Okay.
This place really exciting for me, but not in a weird way. It's exciting because of the story, the history, and knowing what you can do.
Right, okay.
Why don't we do something for
for
those
this place. Yeah.
souls there?
We can actually use the method that is called body mat. It's a pendulum dowsing methodology. So it's a way to find out what exactly is happening to this place.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can try dowsing the place and see what type of energy actually live in this place.
Do you need to douse it there, or can we douse it here?
When we talk about space, we can actually interconnect because everything is connected in a bigger dimension. Yeah, so we don't have to really like go to that place and douse it and everything like that. A lot of things can be done remotely from a place. I have with me two sets of charts and emotional charts, which we find that usually is the emotions that are attached to a place, as well as if we need, then we will tap into the energy or the soul's charts. Any type of energy, lower goals or anything, then we will refer to that chart. It's also important to remember that we are not asking a question towards the pendulum. You can't get an answer from a pendulum. So to make it more correct, I direct the question to Kuan Yin, the energy that I work with.
Yeah.
Kuan Yin will download a packet of light.
Download a packet of light. Okay.
Containing an information that I need towards this place. So what happens is the light is going to come down through my higher chakras, pass through my bodies, and begin to move what they call the ideal motors. The same cellular or the same nerves or things like, for example, when we learn bicycle, we will never forget how to ride a bicycle. So it's something you learn and then you never forget. Yeah. So what happened is you have already programmed that memory into your hand. She will move that nerves or that particular memory towards the movement of the pendulum.
You are telling me right now, which I'm sure many of you are asking, oh, how can you be assured you're not shaking the pendulum?
Yes.
This is about faith and what you believe.
Yeah.
And there are many methods. So for those who are skeptical about the pendulum, then don't use this
pendulum.
method.
Yeah.
But I want to learn about this method, and I hope you will be open too. What might have happened at the Relau Mansion, and if the space needs some clearing and assistance. Let's find out more. It is claimed that a woman who was forbidden to be with the man she loved committed suicide and died in the swimming pool. This seems to verify the hauntings at Relau Mansion. However, as Jen Lim explained, not all hauntings are real, as they could be human emotions, energies, or curses that are trapped.
So we always first ask for permission. Is Relau Mansion ready and open for me to clear Metraton or Kuan Yin? When it starts moving in a circle, means it's researching. So it's researching whether that place is ready, and once you have the pendulum moving this way, it means it's a yes. We start with a magnetic field because that's usually where all the densest energy or the heaviest energy are captured. And usually things that are heavy within a house structures are ceilings, wall, structures, bricks, stone, furniture. So anything that is solid, that is easy to capture. So what usually they hold now, ghosts don't live in the stone, ghosts don't live in the wall or the ceiling. But the memories are the ones usually that are held in a magnetic field. In this place, we can actually find out what are the strong emotions or traumatic experiences that are held within like the swimming pool or the concrete or the floor around this area.
Yeah, because the 2 recorded deaths is in the swimming pool.
So let's find out, okay? So let's go to the emotional charts. And please tell me, Kuan Yin, what are the negative emotions or traumatic experience hosted within this pool area? Okay, so it indicates to us to go to chart 4.
Just now the pendulum was like going and then it just went, when she asked the question, it kind of went this way. So we're at chart 4, which is chart 4 here.
And the first emotion we found is despair. So we look for the 3 heaviest emotions. Disgrace, enraged.
Despair,
Disgrace,
and
enraged. Yeah. Why also then the charts became a very good function, because Cantonese has a saying, 對症下藥. So you have to find out what's the cost to put the right medication in it.
Correct.
So how do you clear this energy then? You find, usually for me, I find the other spectrum of the positive energy. For example, if there is despair, you bring in hope. When there's disgrace, you bring in grace. When there's enrage, you bring in compassion, understanding, forgiveness. But first, of course, you must generate that very particular energy from you.
in order to create those results, you need to be the source.
Yes.
Correct.
So
I got it.
whatever is it's outside, you have to have it internal first. We'll have to go to that place and we will have to vibrate out that type of energy.
Stay tuned, stay with me so that we go visit Relau Mansion for feelings of despair, disgrace, and enrage. Based on your experience, given what heaviness there is here, would one time be enough even for this moment?
Not really, not really. It's not realistic to do a whole clearing. And anyway, even if you entirely can clear the place, very quickly people will put things back and you haven't deleted other people's memory about it. It's quite impossible that a one time could actually do a whole clearing, but you can clear what is intense about that place.
Cool. Okay, I think we should get in.
Wow. Very unexpected.
The pool is pretty amazing.
But you can feel even as you touch, that's the sadness and that's the grief. And you can feel the emotions and everything. You see, like my goosebumps are all upped.
I feel very tight at the chest.
That's how we relate ourselves to space and energy. And you'll find there is a different energy from outside and inside.
Yes.
So different containers, different walls, different parts hold different type of energy.
Compared to outside, it feels lighter.
So from outside to inside, like from the outer to the inner and then to another room, you're already experiencing 3 different energies. That's sometimes how subtle energies can be, and if you don't know them, you can't really clear them entirely.
I see over there at the end of the pool something like an altar with several different deities. Maybe we should go over there and have a look.
Why not? Yeah, let's do that.
Jen Lim and I are investigating and clearing this space at Relau Mansion, known to be one of the most haunted places in Malaysia. As we went through this place, we experienced different energies and feelings. This also looks like a very big kitchen.
Yeah.
Dining as well.
Yeah. And how do you actually feel?
This one, my entire body right now is having tingling sensation.
And because this is a solid structure, it holds even more. So a lot of things will be stuck here. So it also tells us that, remember, it's all just energy.
Yes.
It may not be ghosts or entities or anything, but every room, every place, every space holds an energy. It could be from emotion, it could be from feeling. Every normal human being would be able to sense that energy. That's what exactly you're describing. Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about working with space and working with energy.
I get a lot of mixed feelings.
So that's how our body and our energy fields interact, and that's when we get confused as well. And that's why some people go to a certain place and then after that they come out, they feel confused, but actually the energy doesn't belong to them. That is also people think that, after going to a haunted places, they feel bad, they fall sick. What happened is they picking up something that's not theirs. They didn't clean their own energetic body. The space is not clean. The intermingles stick on them, so they go back sick, they go back feeling feeling confused. They go back and feeling that their life is not so clear to them anymore.
They feel possessed.
Yes, possessed, lousy, a stream of bad luck. It's all the energy that's stuck on them.
But they won't call it energy, they call it ghosts and stuff.
From the earlier dowsing at LifeWorks, we have already identified that there are three energies. Two, it's an entity or so-called ghosts that are stuck in the swimming pool that are ready to be released, and one of them is an elemental. Now, an elemental energy, it's not a human being before, not a ghost or not an entity. It can be, for example, a creation of a prayer or even a curse or a vow that is used to protect that place. It can use plants, animals, it can use the elementals such as wind, fire or water to create that energy and then seal it at this place. When I came into this place, I directly, in my own intuition or a message from Kuan Yin, would have connected that to the altar. They must be the deities and everything that has been created in this area to protect this area, but because no longer people stay here, so no longer people offer honor them, and that's why the energy they felt was the unwanted, the abandonment.
Okay, so you're going to do your clearing.
The clearing now, it's a pure alchemy, working with the energy the way I know how. In the elementals, I will use sage and a candle for offering. So sage is supposed to clear up the space and everything, perfect for elemental clearing. And I'm also going to drop what I call transformation oil. It's blended for the reason of transformation.
So right now, what is your feeling? Who is here? What kind of energies are here?
I felt that, there is all this like Buddha, Guan Gong and Kunsayam Posat's energy all here, but it's no longer represented by the original form. It's like a lot of distorted, and therefore it's not good to keep this type of energy. And that's why with a lot of people as well, when they leave things abandoned, when we leave a house, a space, we've never really dealt with all this. It's just like leave. It's a callousness on our part where we need to start to take awareness of. I'll still go into a meditation and see what Kuan Yin says it's best to be done. Okay, so Kuan Yin is asking me to once and for all clear and send all the energies back to its original place, which is best. So we can't control what happens after this point, but for an awareness purpose or for what we could do best at this point is to clear off whatever is left behind here.
Jen, the crew and I took a short break after the altar was cleansed. What happened to me as we sat by the pool was unexpected. The space we live in witnesses the plight, tragedies and pain that we have created, and also we can choose to free.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Okay, there goes makeup. Yeah. Actually, when we first sat, and I was just having a conversation about clearing there, there was this, I don't know if you felt it, just as I was feeling it, you started singing the mantra. I was like, okay. And then of course, we're filming this, right? I'm thinking, okay, And I just thought, let go of the technicalities. Forget the cameras and just go with you. Because what I was feeling was, it was as though the energies were right here waiting to go. And then spontaneously, your mantra started, and it just started. I just felt this leaving, And they were leaving in a very quick manner, like can't wait to go. I started tearing. I could feel that sadness, but then I could also feel that liberation and that sadness and that, that element of disgrace which you picked up, and it was just whooshing out of here, and it was like a goodbye.
Right. That's why I love clearing spaces. You could literally be alive at that space. You could look back at what the space was there for. And then after that, you know that human energies can actually transform a space. Be it people say that haunted or ghost or anything, but it's way far beyond that. And we all have that energy to feel, to experience, and also that ability to bring that space to be better. That it's important that people keep their positive energy, or they send only good intention to a space. Do not pass by a space and say that it's haunted. So no matter how many great gurus, teachers, or anything like that can come to clear a space, but they can never be greater than the human consciousness, that masses energy that we put on and that we send and say that, oh, that place is haunted, it's full of ghosts and this and that. And we are actually the one that's creating the ghosts. So even as we send so-called ghosts or entities or elements off, the human mass consciousness can create it back.
So, if you understand what Jen has just said, you make a difference. You can make a space positive or negative. You are the human consciousness. So the next time you go anywhere, be positive. Think compassion, think love, think kindness. Bring that to your space. Like I always say, what we see may not be real, and what is real, you may not see.